Okay, we are looking at a video of version 3 of sensorCode, build 1.5. On the window on the left is what your robot sees. So basically, I'm simply going to output everything that sensorCode sends out across the wire. This is an application to share the sensor data with what should be a robot. So the robot's the one on the left, currently a black screen. So I start the application and it starts in fast start mode. Now normally when you install the application for the first time, you'll actually get some explanation of how it works and what's going on. For the purpose of this demo, we're going to skip through the education because I want to go straight to the guts of the thing, if you like. Now obviously the first thing you need to do is you need to connect. So we hit the connect button and it needs the IP address and the port number that your script is listening on. So this is already pre-prepared. I turn it on and you can see that it comes through. So we go back. Now, having connected the phone, I can now send other bits of data to it. But before I do, there's a couple of other things we'd like to talk about. First of all, you see that the connect tag here on the right is now green and the word connect is actually flashing. That says this particular aspect of the application is currently active. Now I'm also going to switch on talking. So here we can select different languages. We're going to leave it in English. We can select a rate to talk at and a volume. So I'll turn the volume up. And in fact, I don't think you hear it on this video because QuickTime somehow breaks this. So I'm going to turn that on and then I'm going to go back again. Now, not a lot's happening here, apparently, because I actually need to send it something. So I'm going to go, in theory, it would come from my robot. So it would come from the screen that you're looking at on the left. Obviously, when I'm looking at my robot at this point, I'm simply looking at what's going on. So I'm going to send it from. And at that point, what normally would have happened is that your iPhone would actually say whatever text you've sent to it. Now, the other thing I would mention are these two lines of numbers at the bottom. Essentially, all this is telling you is the IP address, the port number, and the IP address and the port number. So the first IP address there you're seeing is actually the local IP address. The next one is where we're going to. The numbers at the end of the colon, are the ports we're traveling across. And the one underneath there is the same thing as what we're listing on. So the source address, so this address is the third party where I'd sent the information, and the one we're listing on is the local iPhone. So 103 is the local iPhone. Now, there are three settings you can change to change the output that arrives on the phone. And if I click here, I can see what they're all currently set to. Now there is the row, the pulse and the variable are the three main settings that you need to worry about. There's also the refresh rate, the precision, auto close and fast start. When you press that, you actually get a list of how these things are all set. So if I scroll across here, you can see my robot now understands what these settings are, what these settings are currently set to. Okay. Now, if you actually press a setting inside the interface, it will tell you what that setting is for. So again, the three most important ones are raw, pulse, and variable. Raw is for when you don't want JSON, you just want the figures. Pulse is when you want the information sent on a regular basis. So by default, it will only send you sensor data when it's different. And variable is if you want to receive the entire JSON record, so all the sensors you could receive, or just the sensors where there's information that's of interest. Now, one of the things I'm now going to do, I'm going to go back. I'm actually going to change one of these information. So I get the phone to shake, and this menu comes up, and I can say go to settings. Now I want to change the refresh rate because 0.1 is too fast for this video. So I'm going to change it to 1. And I'm going to leave everything else as it is. Okay. go back to my application. Now, when I go back to the application, as you can see, it reconnects. So again, I get the same information sent to me twice because it reconnects with the robot. Okay, so it's all good. Now, what sort of sensors have we got? Well, we've got the free sensors you normally get is that you'll get the location. So when you click this, it's going to go away and try and find out what your location is and report it back to the robot. Now I've set this up, I'm assuming you're going to be running it inside a building probably. So I give it a few moments for it to actually work. Now you don't have to stay on the screen. In theory, it should actually send the information anyway. Now it's now telling me location is running. So if this works, we should actually get a record on the robot telling us what our location is. But I'm not going to dwell on it because sometimes it doesn't work because I'm inside the building. I'm going to move on to another sensor. Now motion and azimuth are both sensors you need to buy normally. Let me click on azimuth. I've already bought it. And I click on. And here, if I move the phone very slightly, you can see the information coming through very quickly. Now I'm going to turn it off so we can have a look to see what it is. This is a full record. So I've got word, I've got the ID of every record, which is in hexadecimal, and I've got some other fields. And if we scroll all the way across our record, we can actually see, there we go, the two fields we get from azimuth, magnetic north and true north. Let's scroll back. No, I don't want to turn it back on. Motion, same type of thing. I turn it on. I actually get quite a lot of data from this. Okay. Now we're only getting 1 a second because I turned down the refresh rate on this. Okay, turn it off. Back. No. Again, we can scroll around. Look, we've got roll, pitch, and yaw. Okay. Another sensor. Now, perhaps one of the most interesting ones, potentially, we'll talk to now, is voice. So I'm going to turn on voice. Okay, this will ask me two things here. So now, as I'm speaking, you can see my words not only appearing on the screen on the right, but also in the word record on the left. And if I go back, you see it continues. All right, I'm going to go back to voice. I'm going to turn that off and back again. And there you have it, really. I'm not going to say any more about this on this video because I want to try to keep each video a maximum of 8 minutes, and we're already over. sensorCode, an application to share the sensors on your iPhone with your robot.